All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of High School Baseball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins tuning in live from Louisville, Ohio. Yes, that's right. I made a correction this time. I heard somebody else say it. It's Louisville. Here at Andy Aljancic Field, the Field of Dreams, live and paywall free on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Once again, thanks for tuning in here, and we are here for the regional final between Tiffin Calvert and Warren JFK. And Tiffin Calvert will be leading off the top half of the first inning here. We are just about set to get underway, and we have the first pitch coming up here, brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Greg Kinn, the Wizard, pulling double duties today. He is on the camera as we have made the trip 2 hours and 7 minutes away to bring you today's broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll take a moment and thank our sponsors after this first pitch. And that was lined straight up the middle. Backhanded stop by the second baseman, who throws to first for the first out. And that's the first pitch brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. First pitch, first out. Quickly underway here at Andy Aljancic Field. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Nate Mullins on the call with you. And Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the ones and twos. But also over in, let's see, down the first baseline, helping us out with the camera today. Once again, I'm pulling double duties, doing the Wizard duties today, so my apologies if I get sidetracked a couple times. I'm trying to do a couple things at once here, so bear with me, folks, but thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate all of you tuning in here. Absolutely. Once again, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to the athletic staff here. Terry Horn, athletic director, does a fine job over here. Really has helped us out quite a bit over these last couple of days here. 2-1 count here on A.J. Shoemaker. That one in the dirt. On the mound, Jaden Rochelle. This one hit into right field. This one should be playable as the right fielder camps under it and makes the play near foul territory for the second out. Jaden Rochelle on the mound for Warren JFK. As to get here, they dispatched Dalton yesterday by a score of 7-1. Tiffin Calvert got here by coming back from being down 2-0 against Lake Center Christian, coming back to win that one 4-2 with a 4-run fifth inning. All powered by a 2 RBI double by this man right here, Mason Johnson, who's at the plate for the Senecas with 2 down. Fouls off that first pitch. Take a moment and thank our sponsors right after this pitch here from Jaden Rochelle. He is wasting no time getting things underway here as he is now ahead in the count 0-2. Thanks to Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, and that one slapped back up the middle, fielded by the second baseman, and thrown over to first, and that is the end of the top of the first. So a quick 1-2-3, top of the first inning here for Tiffin Calvert. We'll keep thanking our sponsors here. Once again, we'll go back through the list. But thanks to Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, as well as Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And once again, thanks for tuning in. Greg Kinn on the camera today, keeping us locked in. Bottom of the first. And once again, I'm on the wizardry today, so I got to stay on top of my keys here. There we go. Let's take a look at that weather report, once again brought to you by TPC Food Service. Today we are live once again in Louisville, Ohio. It is 88 degrees. It's going to be mostly sunny today, and it is going to be a gorgeous day for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. There was a couple wispy ones actually over in the distance, but it's still a beautiful day for baseball. And we couldn't be more happy to bring this one to you here live and paywall free once again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We're also live on our website at heartofohiosports.com. Make sure, if you're watching us on any of our social media platforms, do us a favor, share the video, but also follow the page. Give us a subscribe. We would definitely appreciate it. It helps more than you know. So, once again, Mason Johnson on the mound for Tiffin Calvert, the big righty. He's going to come at you from 3 different arm angles, and he is impressive on the mound. Let's take a look at his pitching stats. Once again, I get all my pitching stats from who? That's Jeff Moyer, my friend and ally here on the Tiffin Calvert staff. Actually, he's not on the staff, but he is a parent that is very dedicated to following this team. Mason Johnson on the season, 7 starts, 45 2/3 innings pitched. He is 7-0 with a save on the year, 0.00 ERA. And he has had an impressive start to his season, or an impressive season so far. And he's looking to keep that one rolling here. Once again, leading off for Warren JFK, Aiden Rossi. Center fielder. Rossi fouls that one back, and it goes straight back. Once again, we're underway here at Andy Aljancic Field in Louisville, Ohio, the home of the Leopards, for today's district final matchup between Tiffin Calvert and Warren JFK. Senecas versus the Eagles. The 0-1 is slapped to second. Coleman makes the play, and there's the first out of the inning. Go around the infield here. You got Connor Moyer behind the plate, Mason Johnson on the mound. At third base, Jamison Godfrey. At shortstop, Nick Palm. At second base, Blake Coleman. And at first base, Cameron Moyer. In the outfield, right fielder, A.J. Shoemaker. Center fielder, Caden Otterbacher. And the left fielder, Harrison Schultz. And I did that by memory, folks. I've covered enough games this year, I can tell just by looking at them who they are, where they're at, where they're supposed to be. That one in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1 now. On Michael Cordolian, sorry. That one misses outside. It's 2-1 here. Cordolian, the shortstop. And that one low, 3-1 the count now. Johnson comes set. Here's the 3-1. That one in there for a strike. Cordolian did not think it was there. He was already 2 steps to first. Caleb Hadley on deck. Johnson comes set. Here's the 3-2. That one hit into right field. This one should be playable. Shoemaker makes the play in right field, and that's the second out of the inning.
Next up, number 11, the catcher, Caleb Hadley.
This is the catcher, Caleb Hadley. Two down here in the bottom half of the first. Greg Kinn on the camera here for us today, doing a great job. Getting some really nice shots. First pitch misses for a ball. Johnson. Second pitch misses high, and it's 2-0 now on Hadley. Johnson comes set. Here's the 2-0. That one up high, and it's now 3-0 on the catcher, Hadley. If you're looking for the Hopewell-Loudon game, it is top of the 5th inning between Hopewell and Parkway, 8-0 Chieftains. That went in there for a strike. Johnson comes set. Here's the 3-1. That one check swing and fouled off to the right. Hadley's not happy with himself because he knows if he'd let that go, it's probably ball 4, but couldn't control himself. He wanted to swing at that one. He had a good look on it out of the hand, but it came inside. A little bit of a two-seamer, I thought, look. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 called. Hadley goes down looking, and Johnson works a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second. It's no score here. We'll take a step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. All right, and we're back here at Louisville High School, home of the Leopards. Nate Mullins live here with you. Greg Kinn on the camera here today. I got to correct myself from saying on the ones and twos because he is on the camera here today. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Folks, if you're tuned in here with us, thanks for joining us. Make sure you share the video, like, follow, subscribe on all of our platforms. Once again, we're live and brought to you today by, or presented by, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Which, I mean, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, they've been a part of this community for 70 years, folks. They're a member-driven financial cooperative with a focus on respect and member satisfaction while caring for your financial needs. If you're hunting for your next home or vehicle, make your first stop at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union and get pre-approved first. They're located at 25 Schaefer Park Drive in Tiffin. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA. Top of the second, Connor Moyer leading off for the Senecas here. No score. And we're on to the second inning of work now. Jaden Rochelle starts him out with a curveball strike. Moyer tees off on this one into right field, but it's playable for the right fielder as it kind of got caught up there in the air, and he had plenty of room to go over there and make the play. He squared up on it pretty good, but just put it right where that right fielder could make the play.
Number 99, first baseman, Cameron Moyer.
That'll bring up Cam Moyer. You got to think if you're the Calvert coaching staff, you like that contact off the bat. You just want to maybe aim a little bit more in between the fielders there, but hey, nice swing of the bat. Just hit it right at somebody there. Cam Moyer hits this one high up into the air into center field. The second baseman ranges over to make the play, and that is the second out of the inning. Seneca's coming up with an aggressive approach today,
Next up,
and it's led to them quickly going through the top 5 of the order. That'll bring up Blake Coleman, the 6-hitter. That one inside for a ball. Jaden Rochelle, that one in there for a strike. I got a different angle today, so I got to remember it's not going to be the same look for me as it was yesterday. And that one too low. And Blake Coleman takes a swing and chops it foul. And we'll do it at 3-1. 2-2, sorry. 2-2. 2 down, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Rochelle. Coleman fouls that one away again. Spoils a good pitch. We'll come back and do it again at 2-2. Coleman was hustling out of the box trying to beat that throw in case it was staying in fair. All right, here is the 2-2. Swung on, hit back up the middle of the shortstop. Backhand glove, throw over to first. And the tag is applied, and they get the runner at first. As the throw took the runner off the bag, throw took the first baseman off the bag, but he was able to make the play for the final out there in the top half of the second inning. We head to the bottom of the second, still no score. JFK due up to bat. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today. Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the camera today. Yes, that's right, on the camera. Thanks for tuning in with us. Once again, today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. As I mentioned, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, they are a staple in the Tiffin community. Once again, they've got a large party room. They've got plenty of room for your biggest party. And if you want to have that party at home, check out their catering menu where they offer taco platters, nacho platters, much more to help take that burden off of you when planning your next event. Gather your friends, go get some queso. You deserve it. Treat yourself to the best at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant located in the Tiffin Mall. Once again, one of our proud sponsors, Lisette Torres and family. We absolutely love doing business with them. And we couldn't be more happy to have them as a presenting sponsor here today and all throughout the postseason here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Very proud to say we do business with them. And proud to say that that's a once-a-week visit for me. I got to get my queso fix in. Quesos, chimichangas, fajitas. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. They do deliver, folks, if you're watching this broadcast. Mason Johnson on for his second inning of work here. Went 1-2-3 in the first. Starts off with the cleanup hitter with a low fastball, misses to Dom Ryan. Ryan, the right fielder, hits that one to the second baseman. Coleman with an underhand to first for the first out. And that'll bring up number 21, Jake Hetrick.
21, third baseman, Jack Hetrick. Check that, Jake Hetrick.
The first baseman. First pitch misses high. He's missed high on a couple of curveballs here so far. Still hasn't got command of it yet, but once he does, he gets locked in. Look out. Here's the 1-0. Misses outside. 2-0 the count now. That went in there for a strike. It's 2-1 now. That one misses. Johnson comes set. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. And it's a full count now on Hetrick. Hetrick tees off on that one into left field. The left fielder retreating. Schultz makes the play just in front of the track. And Hetrick gave that one a ride. He does lead the team with 2 home runs and a .389 batting average on the season, but just short of a home run there as Harrison Schultz able to come over and make the play there. Second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Michael Bartow. Johnson misses inside with that one. 1-0 the count here on Bartow. That one in there for a strike. It's now 1-1 here on Bartow. That one misses high. It's 2-1 here. Johnson still trying to locate here in the early part of this one. And that one misses. 3-1 now. Here is the pitch from Johnson. Swung on and fouled off. And it's a full count here on Bartow. And the 3-2 swung on, hit to short. Palm, throw to first. And that is the final out here in the second inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Eagles. And we head to the top of the third. Still no score here at Andy Aljancic Field in Louisville, Ohio. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Betting happens as fast as sports, and now every play is faster than ever before. You're on the edge of your seat until the moment when it's all on the line, which is why it's important to pause before you play. Sports are fast, betting shouldn't be, so remember to set limits, know the risks, and pause before you play. To learn more, visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. Brought to you by Hope and Fostoria and the CARSA Coalition of Seneca County.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. All right, and we're back here at Louisville High School, the home of the Leopards. Beautiful facility here. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Greg Kinn on the cameras. Set to start the top of the third inning. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Tiffin Calvert as Harrison Schultz leads it off. The left fielder for Tiffin Calvert. Righty-lefty matchup here. Schultz tees off on that one and hits it opposite field for a base hit. And the Senecas have a leadoff base runner here in the top half of the third inning. That'll bring up Jacob Kidwell. Kidwell playing the DH today in place of the third baseman, Jamison Godfrey. That one up high. Rochelle working his third inning of work here. That was his first hit surrendered in the ball game. Swung on, foul tipped on a check swing. Quick throw over to first, and Schultz was only off the bag by about a couple steps, so he was quickly back in standing before the throw even got there. 1-1 the count here on Kidwell. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, it's in the dirt, and Rochelle wasn't trying to give him anything he could put in play there. It's a 2-1 count now. on Jacob Kidwell. Throw over to first, and the runner back safely. The wind a little bit more windy today, I guess, for lack of a better term. The wind is windy, yes. I said it. It's a 2-2 count here on Jacob Kidwell. Schultz back to first quickly on a throw over by Rochelle. And that one grounded to third. Throw to second is off target, and Schultz wisely gets up and runs over to third base. So now Senecas have runners at first and third with nobody out. Looked like a tailor-made double play ball, but the throw was low and went into the bag, and it popped up into the air. And it went behind the second baseman. There was no one there to back up the play because it was a quick play. And that would allowed Schultz to make it from second to third. And Caden Otterbacher at the plate now, swings and misses at that first pitch. Snap throw to first, Kidwell back safely. He's got to be aware over there. And that one outside, a little bit of a pitch out there. 1-1 the count here on Otterbacher. And a swing and a miss from Otterbacher. He wasn't sure if he wanted to swing at that one. And now it's 1-2 here. Runner at first and third. Nobody out. And Rochelle strikes him out. That's a big strike out there. So one down, and that'll bring up Nick Palm, who grounded out on the first pitch of the game. Got to figure he'll see a couple of pitches here in this at-bat. Throw over to first, runner back safely. I got to give a shout out to Sue and Jeff Moyer coming through in the clutch again with another bag of cinnamon toast sunflower seeds. Thank you very kindly. That one in there for a strike to Palm. Palm squares the bunt, but pulls it back as that one's low. It's 1-1 now. Palm hits that one foul down the third base side. He falls behind in the count 1-2. Jaden Rochelle on the mound. His third inning of work here. Finds himself in a little bit of a jam here. Runners at first and third with one out. Throw over to first, and Kidwell back safely. And there it is, line drive, base hit into right center field. That's going to get down. One run will score. Palm holds up at first, and they stay at first and third, and now one run on the board for the Senecas. Clutch piece of hitting there from Nick Palm as he was down 1-2 in the count. Came back to even it up and got a pitch he liked, and hit that one right into right center field between the fielders. And that'll score a run. And it keeps runners at first and third with just one out for A.J. Shoemaker. That one up high. That one up high for a ball, 2-0 the count. You got to figure for Nick Palm and Mason Johnson, they were sophomores here 2 years ago when this same Warren JFK team eliminated them here in the regional final. It wasn't here at this site, but it was 2 years ago, this same opponent. So you got to figure these two seniors on this squad, they got to remember that. They got to have a little bit of atonement on their mind with this ball game here today. So Nick Palm comes through clutch here with a RBI single. And now A.J. Shoemaker ahead in the count here, 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Rochelle. That one right down the pipe, and it's 3-1. Here's the 3-1. In the dirt, and the bases are loaded for the last person you want at the plate if you're a Warren JFK fan with the bases loaded, and that is Mason Johnson. The SBC Offensive Player of the Year. A machine in this Tiffin Calvert lineup, as last night he delivered the game-tying 2 RBI double. And you got to know, if you're the coaching staff, you're hyping him up right now. You're saying, this is exactly what we wanted here. 1 out, bases loaded, and you got the guy at the plate that you want there. Yes, bases are loaded. I'm sorry, I'm the wizard today. I got to remember that. So now, the bases are loaded for Mason Johnson. 1 down. That one misses. Down low, 1-0 the count. Jacob Kidwell down at third, Nick Palm at second, A.J. Shoemaker at first. And that one in there for a strike on the outside corner. Inside, 2-1 now. Johnson steps out here. 2-1 count, bases loaded, 1 down. Johnson, chopper to first, and that is going to stay fair. And Johnson is safe. All runners are safe, and the run will score. And once again, Mason Johnson doing his best pirouette as he gets around the attempted tag and makes it into first base safely. We saw that last night as he got around the catcher's tag and came to score the go-ahead run. So Tiffin Calvert now 2-0. Still bases loaded for Connor Moyer, who absolutely tattooed a ball in the first inning, but right to the right fielder. Over there by the L on the fence where it says baseball. That one in there for a strike. It's now 1-1 the count here on Connor Moyer. I wasn't sure if that was going to go foul or not, but the first baseman knocked it down and it stayed fair as Moyer takes a rip at that one, but comes up empty. And it's 1-2 the count now on Connor Moyer. Down low, 2-2. The pitch from Rochelle misses, and it's a full count. Moyer on the season over 600 for his on-base percentage. Here's the full count pitch, and it's foul tipped into the glove for an out. Nice job by the catcher there to hold on to that one. Caleb Hadley doing a great job there behind the plate holding on to that, because that wouldn't have, I mean, that probably stung a little bit.
Number 99, first baseman, Cameron Moyer.
That'll bring up Cameron Moyer, the first baseman. Bases are loaded. 2 down. Moyer takes that one high and upstairs for a ball. Rochelle, after going quickly through the first 2 innings, has found some trouble here in the third. As that one's outside, now 2-0 the count here on Moyer. Moyer watches that one up high and outside. 3-0 the count here on the big freshman. And that one in there for a strike. Three and one, swung on, hit to third. The third baseman fields it and steps on the bag for the final out here. But the Senecas score 2, but you got to feel like a couple left on as they strand the bases loaded here, heading to the bottom half of the third inning. We'll keep it right here. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Greg Kinn on the cameras. Thanks for tuning in. Today's broadcast once again presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Let's take a moment to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here, because without them, folks, we would not be able to be here, trust me. So when you hear these names, please frequent these sponsors and tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, I mentioned that name, Hope in Fostoria. Folks, I want to tell you a little bit about the Walk for Recovery in Tiffin, Ohio. Once again, the free t-shirt registration, that's over. Sorry, folks, you can't get a free t-shirt anymore. But you can still register for the walk, of course. Get yourself registered and go out and help support a great cause, folks. It is, once again, the 2023 Tiffin Walk for Recovery, Saturday, June 10th. That's next Saturday. Can you believe that? Already, next Saturday, June 10th from 10 a.m. to noon at Hedges Boyer Park. As long as Tiffin Calvert keeps winning, I'm not sure if I'll be able to be there anymore. But you know what, folks? Because that's the same day as the well, we won't go there. But anyways, great event. Make sure you try to get out there if you can. I highly recommend making the trip out and just checking out the festivities. Once again, here in the bottom of the third, Mason Johnson on the mound. And he swung on and fouled off as the 7-8-9 hitters do up for JFK. But once again, the 2023 Tiffin Walk for Recovery. It's an event for individuals and families to learn about local resources, hear stories of recovery, meet new people, and to gather in a safe environment of support. Johnson hits the outside corner with that one, and quickly it's 0-2 here. And the 0-2 on the outside, strike 3 called. And I didn't even get a chance to get the young man's name, Santino Ciambo. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to get your name in before you got rung up there by Mason Johnson on 3 straight pitches. He is cruising right now. That'll bring up Jaden Rochelle, the pitcher. Actually, no, it should be a DH for him, possibly. Nope, he is. He's pitching, and he is hitting. Here's the 1-0 from Johnson, up high to his counterpart, Jaden Rochelle. It's 2-0 now. Swung on and skied to the right fielder. A.J. Shoemaker makes the play right around foul territory for the second out. And now, bottom of the order here as Andrew Lapola.
Number 13, Andrew Paula. Next bat.
The right fielder, up to bat for Warren JFK. Two down. Here's the pitch from Johnson. That one in there for a strike. He is just locked in today. Johnson swung on and missed by Lapola. And swung on, fouled off to the left, and charging to try to make the play was Jamison Godfrey, but it went out of play. And now 0-2 the count here. And we do have a final from the state semifinals for Hopewell Loudon as that one up high. The Chieftains moving on to the state championship game as they dispatch Parkway. 9-1 is the final score there. And Hopewell Loudon will be playing tomorrow at Akron Firestone Stadium for the Division IV state championship. This one hit right at the second baseman, and Blake Coleman squeezes it for the final out here in the third inning. It's 2-0 Senecas. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll come back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lease Floor Covering of Tiffin? Why not just go to one of those big box DIY stores? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, and they make the decision-making process easy. Stop in and see what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. All right, and we're back here live on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Greg Kinn on the camera. Thanks for tuning in. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. It's 2-0 Tiffin Calvert as we get ready to start the top half of the fourth inning. Blake Coleman leading off for the Senecas. With the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up next for Tiffin Calvert. Jaden Rischel on the mound, working his fourth inning of work. He gave up 2 in the last inning. And here in between innings, I'm going to see if I can try to find my camera guy, Greg, a chair over there because he is struggling as Coleman hits that one into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Blake Coleman gets things underway for Tiffin Calvert. And that'll bring up Jack. That's the first time I've done that. Harrison Schultz. He's a junior. That's ridiculous. Schultz hits that one up the middle. Could be double play, and it is. Double play turned, as that one was a tailor-made double play ball for the shortstop there. Great play made. And now quickly, there are 2 outs.
To bat, the designated hitter, Jacob Kidwell.
That'll bring up Jacob Kidwell, the DH. And that one right down the middle from Rischel. Here's the 0-1. And that one gets the outside corner. 0-2 the count now on Kidwell. Kidwell reached on a fielder's choice back in the third inning and scored. Or no, he didn't score. He was close to scoring. And that one fouled off. And we'll come back and do it at 1-2. The 1-2 down low, and it's quickly 2-2, just as quick as it was 0-2 on Kidwell. So good job by Jacob Kidwell, working a nice at-bat here. And he hits that one right down the right field line, but just foul. That was about 3 feet foul for Kidwell there. Another one of these freshmen here in the lineup for Tiffin Calvert. Today there are 4 in the lineup. Here's the 2-2. Kidwell swing and a miss as that one actually foul tipped into the catcher's glove, but a nice job of holding on to it there as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-0 Senecas. And the Eagles set to come up to bat here. Nate Mullins, live and paywall free here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Greg Kinn on the cameras here for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at our sky cam. Oh, it got knocked off a little crooked there. Sorry. I can't fix it now. But once again, that's my angle. That's where I'm at. So I've got a little bit of an off angle to the right. That's why some of these pitches look a little different than yesterday to me. That's why I'm not questioning any calls today, especially after, never mind. But once again, 2-0 Tiffin Calvert as we get ready to start the bottom half of the 4th inning here. I'm going to see if I can find Greg a chair somehow, some way. Maybe I can get somebody to bring him one over there. I did have one over here, but it got used by someone.
Number 14, center fielder, Aiden Rossi, now in the batter's box.
And starting off, back at the top of the order, Aiden Rossi leading off for Warren JFK. Mason Johnson on the mound for his 4th inning of work. And that one swung on, hit right to short, and Nick Palm gloves it for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Mason Johnson, and he is quickly working his way through the order here for the Eagles.
Next up, number 2, shortstop, Michael Condolian.
And we have Michael Condolian at the plate, the shortstop. Outside with the first pitch. Johnson, once again, he's going to change arm angles on you. He'll go with the overhand. He'll come with the 3/4 arm slide. He'll even come with a side arm. And that one swung on, hit sky high. The shortstop, Nick Palm, calls for it, and he'll make the play right behind second base for the second out of the inning. So 3 pitches and two outs for Mason Johnson here. As that'll bring up Caleb Hadley, the catcher.
Number 11, Caleb Hadley.
He's having himself a great day behind the dish, as he's doing a great job defensively here today for the Eagles. Time called by the batter. You folks have no idea how tempting these sunflower seeds are. I could be chomping in your ear right now, but I resisting the temptation. Hit to third and right past the diving glove of Jamison Godfrey. And so on with a 2-out base hit is Hadley, and that'll bring up Dom Ryan.
Next up to bat for JFK, number 20, Dom Ryan.
Hadley led the team with a .433 batting average on the season. And Dom Ryan right behind him with a .389 average. That one swung on and hit high into the air. Shortstop Nick Palm ranges over, and he'll make the play in left field for the final out. So one hit surrendered by Mason Johnson, but no damage done by the Eagles. We head to the 5th inning. 2-0 Tiffin Calvert. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins with you. Greg Kinn on the camera. Thanks for tuning in. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We're here set to start the top of the 5th. Tiffin Calvert will have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up next, as Caden Otterbacher will lead things off for the Senecas here in the top half of the 5th. 2-0 Tiffin Calvert. Let me see if I can get over to Greggy here and save him, because I don't think he's going to make it much longer here. Hang on, folks. I'll be right back.
Still on the mound here today for
Number 23, Kate Otterbacher.
a little bit in the third, and then gave up a hit to start the 4th inning, but then a 6-3 double play to get him back in a little bit of a groove, and then was able to strike out Tidwell to end the last inning. First one to Caden Otterbacher. He'll hit that one softly right back to Rischel. So he'll take a few steps over and fling it over first in time. Number 1.
All right, so I'm going to have to make a sacrifice here. I'm calling this game from my knees here. But Greggy was not going to make it much longer over there. So, all right, so Caden Otterbacher grounded out to the pitcher there. So we have 1 out here, top of the 5th. As Nick Palm watches that one in there for a strike on the first pitch. That one in the turf. And now it's 1-1. Boy, Rochelle's wasting no time out there. Quickly right into his windup. And not giving an old man time to catch his breath at all. 2-1 here. That one in there for a strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Time called by the batter. That was a wise time out there by Palm. 2-2 count. And that one inside and low, and it's a full count now on the senior Nick Palm. 1 down here in the top of the 5th, 2-0 Senecas. Jaden Rischel on the mound. Here's the 3-2. Down low, and Palm draws the walk.
Next up for the Senecas, number 5, A.J. Shoemaker.
So that'll bring up A.J. Shoemaker. That one in there for a strike. He's getting that curveball to drop. As the hitters, they're just kind of spitting on it. They don't want any part of it. Back to first is Nick Palm safely. As the throw over from Rochelle not in time. The 0-1. Swung on, hit foul down the left side. Palm was off on the pitch, so we'll come back and do it again at 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Up high. Palm gets a lead at first. Throw over, and he is back standing without much of an effort there. Swung on, hit to third, under the glove of the third baseman, and into left field for a base hit. A.J. Shoemaker once again on board with another base hit. And that'll bring up Mason Johnson.
Mason Johnson.
Johnson hits this one foul down the right side, just foul. Just a little bit out in front of that one. And Johnson swung on and fouled off to the right. It's now 0-2. Johnson batting lefty. The Terrace State commit steps into the batter's box with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he leaned into it. So they're going to say he didn't make an effort to get out of the way. If it was in the strike zone, it'll be an out. But I don't think it was. I think that was inside. So it's a 1-2 count now on Johnson. And Rischel with the step off now. Runners at first and second base. One out for Mason Johnson. And Rischel steps off again. And I tell you, there's a lot of talking going between the catcher and pitcher right now. They're trying to figure out the right approach here. And it's just, I mean, you got to make sure that you're on the same page here. So wise call there by the catcher saying, hey, hang on, let me go talk to my guy. And the 0-2 hits him. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he tried to get out of the way of that one. But they're going to say, yeah, they're going to give him the bag. Yeah, that should be a free bag because, I mean, he definitely tried to turn away from that one. They kept trying with that inside curveball. And it just wasn't there. He couldn't get it across the plate for a strike. The first time he hit him, Mason kind of leaned into that one. The second time, he was trying to get out of the way of that one. Did he try very hard? That's another question, but. But that is pretty much his normal swing. He rocks that elbow down, and he looks for trying to elevate the pitch with that launch angle. After the conference, they've determined, hey, that's what the call is. If you don't like it, tough. Sorry. So bases are loaded with one out for Connor Moyer. Moyer swung on and hit to left field. This one's going to be trouble. It's getting down for a base hit. One run will score, and quickly right behind him is A.J. Shoemaker, and the Senecas take a 4-0 lead. And I'll tell you what, Connor Moyer saw that all the way. He said, oh, they're going to play me in a shift? I like that. Let me just go oppo with that one. There was plenty of room out there for that one to land safely. As the defense was playing him well shaded towards the right. And he just kind of went opposite field with it. So now runners at first and second for Cameron Moyer. Still just one out. Ooh, that was a nice pitch there from Rochelle. As that curveball dropped in the bucket for a strike, it's now 0-2 on Cameron Moyer. Moyer hits that one to short, backhanded glove, throw to second for one. The relay to first is in time for the double play. So Senecas plate two more here in the top half of the fifth. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It's 4-0 Tiffin Calvert. Nate Mullins on the call with you here. Greg Kinn on the camera. Doing his best not to pass out from heat exhaustion. Bottom of the fifth coming up next for Warren JFK. A little conference outside the dugout here as they're trying to get all on the same page here. But here we are getting ready to start the top half of the fifth. I want to tell you about our friends at Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. And to do that, we'll take a look at our Skycam, brought to you by Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. I want to thank you to the staff at Linda Ritzler Accounting and tell you folks, do you know what all they offer? I mean, they offer accounting and tax preparation services to customers and small business owners located in and around the Tiffin area, but they also do a lot more for you folks. Linda S. Ritzler Accounting is here to serve your needs. Their dedicated staff can help you with tax preparation services, consulting, business planning, and auditing, and so much more. Call Linda S. Ritzler Accounting at 419-447-6413 to set up your consultation and get back to running your business. Of course, our weather report today brought to you by TPC Food Service, who for 75 years has been providing quality product and service to food service operators in Northwest Ohio and the surrounding area. Family owned and Ohio proud. Just lost my spot there. Sorry about this, folks. I'm trying to be wizard too. Contact TPC Food Service toll free at 800-342-0477 today. TPC Food Service, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. We got the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up next for Warren JFK. As a swing and a miss. I'm sorry, 5, 6, 7 hitters due up here as Jake Hetrick at the plate now. The third baseman, the 0-1. Up high, and it's 1-1 the count here on Hetrick. Go back to the main cam here. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Came with the gas upstairs. And now it's 1-2. Swung on and missed. And Mason Johnson sets him down with a strikeout.
Next to bat, number 16, Michael Bartow.
That'll bring up Michael Bartow, the first baseman. Swung on and missed. Boy, he is just toying with hitters right now with that arm angle. The 0-1. Swung on, hit down third base side. Godfrey backhanded stop, throw over to first. A high throw over the first baseman's head. Shoemaker is going to field the backup. And I'll tell you, Bartow's down to second base with a 2-out hit. And that's going to be an error on the third baseman. So a runner down at second base for Santino Chimbana. I'm butchering that. I'm sorry. And the Eagles with a runner at second base. Chimbohi, I think. Ciambohi, I think. I'm reading handwriting again, folks, so I apologize if I'm getting this name wrong. That went in there for a strike. Starts him out with a little bit of an off speed there on the inside corner. Swung on, hit to second. Coleman throws over to first for the second out here in the bottom of the fifth. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Jaden Rischel.
Jake Rischel now in the batter's box.
Rischel, a .308 hitter on the season. Calls time, steps out of the box. Runner down at third base, not second, third base. And that one's outside for a ball. And it's 1-0 the count. Runner on third. That one in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. One and two the count. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-2 the count now. Two down, runner at third. Mason Johnson comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit high into the air. Johnson charging over to try to make the play, and Moyer almost able to get to it, but unable to make it. as that one was kind of in no man's land there. Nobody was going to be able to make that play. And the coaches over there were like, I'm not taking either one. I'm not going to catch these guys. There was a whole lot of beef coming towards the coaching staff over there. Come back and do it again. 2-2 the count. Runner at third. Johnson. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again. 2-2. Mason Johnson on the mound. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Up high to Rischel, and it's now a full count here. 4-0 Calvert. Runner on third. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Swung on and missed. Strike him out at the end of the inning. And a beautiful pitch by the big Johnson. We'll step aside, take a quick time out. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Betting happens as fast as sports, and now every play is faster than ever before. You're on the edge of your seat until the moment when it's all on the line, which is why it's important to pause before you play. Sports are fast, betting shouldn't be, so remember to set limits, know the risks, and pause before you play. To learn more, visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. Brought to you by Hope and Fostoria and the Carsa Coalition of Seneca County.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Louisville High School, home of the Leopards. And we're getting ready to start the top half of the sixth inning here. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Greg Kinn on the camera today. Doing a great job keeping us locked in with a great angle over there along the first base side. Once again, beautiful facilities here at Louisville High School, Andy Aljancic Field. The Field of Dreams is what it's called here. And Jaden Rischel starts off Blake Coleman with a first pitch strike. Coleman hits that one to second, but the second baseman's right there to make the play for the first out.
Check that. It would be number 1, Blake Coleman.
And now batting,
Next up, number 2,
Harrison Schultz.
Harry Schultz.
Swing and a miss. Swung on and fouled off the left down the third base side. Third baseman gloves it for the second out. So quickly the Senecas go 1-2, and that'll bring up Jacob Kidwell.
Number 11, Jacob Kidwell.
Kidwell fouls this one straight up the elevator shaft, and the catcher makes the play for the final out. So the Senecas go 1-2-3 in the top half of the sixth. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It's 4-0 Tiffin Calvert. Take a look at our sky cam here. Brought to you by Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today. Greg Kinn on the camera. Thanks for tuning in. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Bottom of the sixth inning coming up. Senecas lead 4-0. Warren JFK Due up to bat next. The Eagles looking to get into the scoring column here. Take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Once again, thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. First pitch in there for a strike. There we are. Back to the main cam here. Andrew Lapola at the plate. And Johnson brushes him back with a fastball. That one up high. It's 2-1 now on Lapola. And it's 3-1 now on Lapola. The 3-1. Right down the middle for a strike. It's now 3-2. 4-0 Senecas. Bottom of the sixth. Swung on, foul tipped into the catcher's glove, and Moyer holds on to it for the first out of the inning.
Number 14.
First out at the bottom of the inning, I should say. Get my terms right here. Strolling into the batter's box, Aiden Rossi for the JFK Eagles. Batter calls time here. That one down low for a ball. Up high, it's 2-0 now on Rossi.
He's out of the box.
That one outside, 3-0 the count now on Rossi. He's really crowding the plate. He's literally on the line of the batter's box here as he toes are almost outside of the batter's box. Yeah, literally, the front half of his foot is almost outside the batter's box, and he was trying to take that one the whole way. I mean, he was literally inside the batter's foot. I think his big toe was over the line, like into the strike zone almost. That's one way to get a free bag. So a runner down at first base here, with one out for Michael Condolian. Inside, brushes him back. And Coleman, Matt Coleman, wants to take just a chat here and talk with his pitcher. We'll keep it right here. Once again, 4-0 your score. Tiffin Calvert on top. Bottom of the sixth. Nate Mullins on the call with you here. We'll go ahead and take this time to give our sponsors a big shout out. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, our presenting sponsors today. Also a big shout out and a thank you to Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. Thank you so much, Terry. I had to give it to my camera guy. TPC Food Service and Clouse Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That's much better. That one in there for a strike. It's now 1-1 the count on Condolian. And the approach for the last two batters has been to literally stand on the inside of the batter's box as they're trying to get closer to the outside of the plate, because I think that's what they're trying to protect here. I think Johnson's doing a great job of mastering that outside corner, and they want to try to protect that outside of the plate. So look at it. He is literally on the batter's box on the line. You don't see that very often. Johnson goes outside with it and misses. It's 2-2 now. The approach has worked for the most part, though, because Johnson has not been able to locate that pitch on the outside since they've taken this stance closer to the plate approach. And that one upstairs, and it's now 3-2 the count on Condolian. Runner down at first base, one out. Shortstop at the plate. Johnson comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner's off, and it's a ball. So runners will be at first and second base now for the catcher, Caleb Hadley. And Hadley has the only hit of the ball game for the Eagles so far. Working on some focus issues here with the camera. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll go to the sky cam for a second here. That one outside. And suddenly Johnson has been able to unable to locate that outside fastball here. And Johnson will step off here. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. Hadley at the plate. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove, but held on to by Moyer for the first strike. So it's 1-1 now. Swung on, hit into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Center fielder Caden Otterbacher misplays it. So 2 runs will score on the hit. And it is now 4-2, Tiffin Calvert. Hadley with the only 2 hits of the ball game here for JFK, but he made that one count as he drove in 2 runs on the double there. And he just put that one in between the center and left fielder. And that'll bring up Dom Ryan. Let's go to our sky cam here as we work out our issues with the blurriness on our camera. I'm not sure what's going on, but probably has something to do with the heat, I'm guessing, because it is a warm one out here. First pitch is upstairs to Ryan. Dom Ryan at the plate, the cleanup hitter. Step off by the pitcher. as it's now 4-2. Tiffin Calvert. Connor Moyer wants to come out and talk with his pitcher, make sure that they know what the approach is here for that hitter, as they're trying to go after Dom Ryan, second leading hitter for the Eagles on the year. Dom Ryan at the plate, second base, or runner down at second base, as Ryan hits that one foul down the left side and out of play. Gave that one a ride, but it went off foul and to the left. Runner down at second base. One out. One count. Mason Johnson comes set. Here's the pitch. That went outside. It's now 2-1 on Ryan. Here's the 2-1. And a ground ball to the second baseman. Boy, Matt Palm saw that one coming from a mile away, because that's exactly what he said from the crowd. He said, hey, let's get a ground ball to Blake here. And where'd it go? Right to the second baseman, Blake Coleman. So you think he knows a thing or two about baseball? I don't know. Maybe. Finley, athletic director over here in the stands, of course, cheering on his son's team. Here's the pitch. It's swung on, fouled back. Jake Hetrick at the plate. Runner down at third with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 from Johnson. That one low and outside in the dirt. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Johnson challenges him with a high fastball, and Hetrick swings underneath of it. It's a 1-2 count, 2 down, runner at third. 4-2 Senecas. Johnson comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit, foul down the third base side. Boy, and that was just foul by inches. Hetrick just a little bit out in front of that one. We'll come back and do it at 1-2. Johnson comes set. Here's the 1-2. Outside for a ball. It's 2-2. Close, but not quite close enough. Two and two the count, 2 down. Runner down at third base. Here's the pitch from Johnson, up high, and it's a full count. Johnson laboring a bit here in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Came into this inning just allowing 1 hit, but has given up 2 runs here in this bottom of the 6th. Here's the 3-2, and it's outside, and Hetrick draws the walk. So a good at-bat there. And that'll bring up Michael Bartow.
Next to bat, number 16, Michael Bartow.
And I think we're going to get a courtesy runner here for the runner at first base, as Laszlo will be the runner. That's Ethan Laszlo. Runner at first and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Johnson misses outside with that one. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit foul down the third base side. Once again, just foul by Bartow. Runner down at third and first. 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 from Johnson. And that one just misses. 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1 count, and that one's inside, and it's now 3-1 here on Bartow. And Johnson's starting to show a little bit of command issues here. Here's the 3-1. And he issues a walk here to Bartow, and that will load the bases for Santino Chimbohi. As Mason Johnson stays on here with the bases loaded. Chimbati. Santino Chimbati at the plate with the bases loaded, 2 down. Swung on, hit into left field, but this one's going to be playable for Schultz as he squeezes it for the final out. And Mason Johnson able to get out of the jam with the bases loaded. The Eagles leave them stranded. We head to the top of the 7th. It's 4-2 Senecas. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering of Tiffin? Why not just go to one of those big box DIY stores? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, and they make the decision-making process easy. Stop in and see what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here at Louisville High School, the home of the Leopards, for today's regional final matchup between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the Warren JFK Eagles. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Greg Kinn on the camera, bearing the elements today as he is literally right out in the sun, and he is baking in it right now. Hopefully he had some sunblock with him today, but if not, he's going to feel it tomorrow, let me tell you, folks. So I can't thank him enough for everything he does for this company, including getting us ready for today's game and also standing out there and making sure that you all have the best camera angle possible. So once again, when you see Greg Kinn out and about, make sure you tell him how much he means to you that he was able to be here. Because I'll tell you, we didn't have another camera operator. Normally, Greggy's sitting right here right here next to me, and he's helping me call the game. Well, we didn't have anybody available to be on the camera today because it's summertime and everybody makes plans 4 months ahead of time in Ohio because, well, that's what you do. You make plans for the summer because there's only 4 months you can actually do anything in this state. So I don't blame any of my staff for not having today available. It's just we weren't probably expecting to play baseball. I know Calvert was. I know Hopewell Loudon was, but we weren't expecting to still be covering baseball at this point in the season. So I thank Greg once again for all of his efforts here at Heart of Ohio Sports, including running camera for us here today. As Caden Otterbacher starts out the top half of the 7th inning, watches that one up high for a ball. The 1-0 is skied foul and out of play. Once again, we're live here at Louisville High School, the home of the Leopards, site of the regional semifinals and finals. Warren JFK got here by dispatching Dalton 7-1 yesterday. And Tiffin Calvert got here by dispatching Lake Center Christian 4-2 yesterday. And that's where we stand here, and it is 4-2 Tiffin Calvert as we start the top half of the 7th inning. Be interesting to see who finishes this ball game for Tiffin Calvert, if they're going to let Mason Johnson finish this one off, or if we'll get a relief pitcher for the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll see. Here's Otterbacher, hits the 1-2 to the third baseman, who retreats, throws over to first, and it's not in time, and it drops the throw, and Otterbacher beats it out. He would have beat it out anyways. He was quick out of the box. And he got down there to first base and beat out the throw. So a runner at first with nobody out for the senior, Nick Palm. Otterbacher was quick out of the box. Go figure. That one in there for a strike as Palm watches that one. Otterbacher, a threat to steal down there at first base. He's a speedy, lengthy base runner. Quick throw over to first, and he's back safely, sliding head first. 4-2 Tiffin Calvert. Senecas plated 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and the Eagles plated 2 in the bottom half of the 6th. Yeah, that's a balk. He was into his motion and then threw over to first base. So that will give a free bag to Caden Otterbacher. He'll move over to second base. And they'll leave Palm at the plate here with an 0-1 count. Nobody out. Runner down at second base now. Nick Palm steps back into the batter's box facing an 0-1 count. Jaden Rischel. Here's the pitch. That went in there for a strike, and it's now 0-2. Quickly. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called. Palm is not happy. I don't know whether he's not happy with himself or not happy with the call, but he's not happy. I think that the one thing they want is consistency, because I'm telling you, the umpire has changed his strike zone a couple times. Like, he's been consistent in the inning, but not inning to inning. Like, he'll be consistent in this inning, but then the last inning it was different. It's just a little, I don't know, it's odd. A.J. Shoemaker at the plate. Watches that one. Inside for a ball. Otterbacher down at second base with one out. Here's the pitch to Shoemaker. And that one is low and outside. Rischel comes set. Here's the 2-0. Outside. No, they're going to call that a strike. I don't know. I guess I'm just not.
Come on, Blue!
I'm having a hard time with some of these calls because it's like I'm not one to really challenge calls, but man. Like I just, that one was almost in the other batter's box. The 2-1. That one's outside. That's 3-1 now on Shoemaker. Hitters count here for A.J. Shoemaker. The pitch up high, and Shoemaker draws the walk.
Next up, for the Senecas, number 34, Mason Johnson.
And we've got looks like possible pitching change here, maybe. as Mason Johnson strolls to the plate here with runners at first and second and just one out. And a chance to add on here, maybe add a couple insurance runs here for the Senecas. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. And I'll tell you, folks, when you hear these names, you got to remember these names when you're out shopping, because these are the ones that help bring this broadcast to you all throughout the postseason. And we can't thank them enough for all their contributions. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Also, thanks to Hope and Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Take a look at our Sky Cam, brought to you by Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. Somebody bumped it. It's a little off. Sorry about the angle being a little cockeyed there, but we have a pitching change as there was a call to the bullpen. And I believe that is Jake Hetrick on the mound. The third baseman will take over as Jaden Rischel's day is done. 6 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 4 runs. And he would be the pitcher of record should the score hold. Once again, Mason Johnson in the on-deck circle. Nick Palm down at second base. A.J. Shoemaker down at first. Or I'm sorry, that's Caden Otterbacher down at second base. Nick Palm got the strikeout. It's Otterbacher at second and A.J. Shoemaker down at first with Mason Johnson at the plate. That one drops in there for a strike. The big righty, Jake Hetrick, on the mound. That one fouled off to the left and out of play. Hetrick had 8 appearances on the season with a .21 ERA, 2-1 record. And the 0-2 swung on and missed, and Johnson swings and misses at strike 3. Hetrick was wasting no time coming after the batter there. And that'll bring up Connor Moyer. Runners at first and second, 2 down here. Top of the 7th. And Moyer watches that one in there for a strike on the first pitch. The 0-1 in the dirt, and both runners will advance. As Hadley, I'm not sure if he thought maybe there was nobody on or something, because he at first didn't really go after it, and then, oh, wait, yeah, actually, let's go get that, don't I? 1-1 the count here on Connor Moyer. 2 down, top of the 7th, 4-2 Senecas. Here's the pitch from Hetrick. And it drops in there for a strike, and it's now 1-2. That curveball has been working for Hetrick here in these first 2 batters. Here's the 1-2. See if he goes to it again. No, his fastball is fouled off and straight back. We'll come back and do it again at 1-2. And Moyer with a swing and a miss for the final out in the top half of the 7th All right, we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 4-2 Tiffin Calvert. And it all comes down to this here for the JFK Eagles. Bottom of the 7th. Thanks for tuning in here with us. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll take a moment and thank all of our sponsors, including all of our title sponsors. Our first pitch today brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. And our weather report brought to you by TPC Food Service. Our announcer cam brought to you today by Lee's Floor Covering. Player of the game, stick around in the postgame show, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Our Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show will be presented directly after the conclusion of this ball game. And our Skycam today brought to you by Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. Let's look at that Skycam now as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. Mason Johnson gets a chance to finish this one off for the Senecas here, as he was able to get out of a bases-loaded jam. And Jaden Rischel strolls it up to the batter's box. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Warren JFK. And they were able to plate 2 in the bottom half of the 6th. They've got some work to do here in the bottom of the 7th. Tiffin Calvert trying to close things out here and move on to the state semifinal round for the 2nd straight year. Here they are in their 3rd straight regional final matchup, facing Warren JFK. Jaden Rischel at the plate, leading off here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 Tiffin Calvert. Rischel back into the box. Now here's Johnson with the pitch. Starts him out with a fastball inside for a strike. Rischel 0 for 2 on the day. Johnson's second pitch is hit into center field, and Otterbacher lets that one fall for a base hit. And the Eagles will have a leadoff base runner. So a soft hit into center field. Otterbacher really didn't have much of a chance at that one. He would have had to dive face first to try to make that play. That would have been a tough play to make, and the problem is if he doesn't make that catch, it gets past him, and there's nobody there to back him up. That runner could have been at third base by now. You know, that's the chance you take, and that's, once again, a chance you take if you're Matt Coleman. You let Mason Johnson come in and finish this one off, and now he's given up a leadoff single, and you got to ask yourself, how long of a leash are you giving him here? He's earned the right to finish this one off. This is senior campaign. He wants to be on the mound in this situation. Now to bring up Freddie Bolchalk. And that one misses. 1-0 the count. Johnson comes set. Here's the 1-0. Up high. It's 2-0 the count now. Bolchalk, a sophomore. And Matt Coleman comes out. And he's going to go ahead and he's seen enough. He said, I gave you a chance, bud, and this is, I got to make this call. This is bigger than you. I know you want this opportunity, but this is bigger than you. This is about the team. And that's exactly why Matt Coleman comes in to make this change here. I think you're going to see Nick Palm come in relief, most likely. We'll see what the call is. I think Nick Palm actually went to the dugout to get his glove replacement here, so most likely he'll be coming into pitch to close this one out. And, of course, Dad's walking around nervously, pacing behind everyone now. So it'll be a 2-0 count when Palm comes out. And Palm's got to change his shoes as he was playing shortstop, so now he's got to come in and play pitcher. So he says, I can't wear these shoes to pitch. Take this time and thank our sponsors. Once again, a shout out and a thank you to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Also want to give thanks to Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lee's Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz, Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Speaking of Feasels, they are your one-stop shop for vehicle body repair. Why would you go to the rest when you can take your vehicle to the best? Feasel's Frame and Collision is a family-owned business that has serviced vehicles for the families in this community for many years and will continue to do so for many years to come. Trust your vehicle to the professionals at Feasel's Frame and Collision. They will treat you right, folks, I'm telling you. It's not rocket science. If you've got a vehicle and you need some repairs done, especially body work, they do outstanding body work. And you need some work done, give the folks at Feasel's Frame and Collision a call. Another one of our proud sponsors here is First National Bank of Sycamore. They've been uniquely rooted in our communities, proudly serving their customers since 1919. They have locations in Sycamore, Tiffin, New Riegel, and McCutcheonsville, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. And Nick Palm will be coming on in relief of Mason Johnson here. With a runner on first base and a 2-0 count to Freddie Bolchalk. So Bolchalk is on as a pinch hitter, coming in with a 2-0 count to face Nick Palm. Palm comes in relief. And Senecas holding a 2-run lead, 4-2. Here's the senior, Nick Palm, looking to close this one out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike. Starts him out with a low fastball. Palm comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. And it's 2-2 on Bolchalk. Four to 2, Tiffin Calvert, runner down at first base. Bottom of the 7th. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Palm. And that one outside. Now, the only thing I'll say to that is the only reason I understand the frustration of Calvert fans is he literally called that same pitch a strike in the last inning and then the top half of this inning. So bottom half of the inning. I can understand the frustration. That one fouled back, and it will do it again at 3-2. I'll tell you, with the heat though, wearing all that equipment, that is not a that's not a forgiving job at all. And nobody's thanking him after the game. I'll thank him. He's doing a great job today. Here's a 3-2 from Palm. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout from the senior, Nick Palm, as he comes in on a 2-0 count and gets the strikeout.
Next up, the center fielder, Aiden Rossi.
That'll bring up Aiden Rossi, the center fielder. Senecas clinging to a 4-2 lead, runner at first. Palm comes set. Here's the pitch. Starts him out high with a fastball. 1-0. And here is the 1-0 from Palm. Swung on, fouled, off to the right. And he evens the count at 1-1. Once again, a gorgeous facility over here at Louisville High School. Louisville High School. The home of the Leopards. Graciously hosted by this school and facility. Terry Horn, the athletic director. One of the most hospitable athletic directors I've ever encountered. As that one, a bunt laid down by Rossi, goes foul. And we'll come back and do it at 1-2. But once again, I cannot express my thanks and, just gratitude for the treatment we've received over here at Louisville High School. It's a 2-hour drive. We didn't know what we were getting into when we first came over here yesterday, but I'll tell you, it was welcomed with open arms here. Swung on and missed. And Nick Palm is 1 out away from putting the Senecas into the state semifinals.
Next to bat, number 2, Michael Condolion.
That'll bring up Michael Condolion. Two down, runner at first. Palm comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to second. Charged by Godfrey. Throw to first, and that's the ball game! The Senecas are moving on to the state semifinals to be played at Akron next Thursday, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And what a big win for Tiffin Calvert as they dispatch Warren JFK by a final of 4-2. The Senecas are moving on to the Final Four. There you have it, folks. Senecas avenged the loss to JFK from 2 years ago. And they come back and never trailed in this one. Led 4-0, gave up 2 in the bottom of the 6th, but Nick Palm comes in relief in the bottom of the 7th and closes it out with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And that's going to do it here at Louisville High School as the Senecas move on once again to the Final Four. Champions of Region 13. And they'll be representing Region 13 in the Final Four, awaiting the winner of the Highland and White Oak game, which is being played right now in Lancaster. So we'll keep you updated on that as to who the Senecas' opponent will be, but the game will be taking place this coming Thursday at Akron Rubber Duck Stadium. That's right, folks, we're going back. Back for another round in Akron. This time, I think the Senecas are going to want to come home with some hardware this time, as that game will take place this Thursday at 7 o'clock at Akron Rubber Duck Stadium. Let's step aside, take a quick time out, but when we come back, we'll have the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. And we'll have our player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. And our keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. That's all coming to you next. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Betting happens as fast as sports, and now every play is faster than ever before. You're on the edge of your seat until the moment when it's all on the line, which is why it's important to pause before you play. Sports are fast, betting shouldn't be, so remember to set limits, know the risks, and pause before you play. To learn more, visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. Brought to you by Hope and Fostoria and the CARSA Coalition of Seneca County.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Why go to lease floor covering of Tiffin? Why not just go to one of those big box DIY stores? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, and they make the decision-making process easy. Stop in and see what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here. Heart of Ohio Sports, as the final has been recorded. The final out has been recorded here at Louisville High School, and we have a Region 13 champion. It is the Tiffin Calvert Senecas, as they are moving on to the Final Four, which will be played once again at Akron Rubber Duck Stadium this Thursday at 7 o'clock. And you can find that right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You bet your bottom dollar we'll be there for sure. Whatever we got to do, we're going to make it happen. It might not be a live broadcast as far as video, but we'll bring you some live audio, and we'll get you the tape-delayed broadcast for sure. But, hey, for now, let's just congratulate these kids. What a phenomenal game. You are tuned in once again to the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show, and you're watching the Lease Floor Covering announcer camera. Once again, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Greg Kinn for all of his work today, running the camera, getting all the good shots today, and we're going to go ahead and send it down to the camera on the field, because that's the shot you guys want to see. That's the one that matters, is Tiffin Calvert accepting the trophy, and pretty soon they'll be accepting some medals. And look at Jamison Godfrey getting the point up here to the stands. I like it. He got the privilege to get the last out in this game here, as he took over at second base for Blake Coleman and got the second out, or got the third out in the inning. But what a ball game here today by the Senecas, as this one, I mean, it was never really in doubt for Tiffin Calvert after they took that lead. They really never looked back, and it was just one of those games where, you know, you could tell from the very beginning that Tiffin Calvert had some kind of they had a chip on their shoulder. They had a mission today. They were here on a business trip, folks. They got hotel rooms for last night. Like, they were on a business trip. They wanted to make sure that they atoned for what happened the first time they faced this Warren JFK team 2 years ago here in this regional final, as they took home the trophy, and they win the regional final here today, and they move on to the state semifinals. Once again, your final score, 4-2 Tiffin Calvert over Warren JFK. Jamison Godfrey up here in the up in the box with me here. And you get down there and celebrate, man. You got some celebrating to do. What a ball game here today. And the Senecas, once again, 4-2 your final, and it was the same final yesterday. It's not deja vu, folks. It's not Groundhog Day. Your Senecas are regional champions. And we couldn't be more proud to bring you the broadcast here live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, we'll be bringing you the state semifinal matchup between Tiffin Calvert and the winner of the Highland White Oak game. But what a game. And I'm telling you, it's hard for me right now to come up with a player of the game. But, you know, if I had to give it to anybody, I got to give it to Nick Palm. I mean, he came in a clutch situation, tying run at the plate with a 2-0 count, and he comes in to strike out the batter, strike out the next batter, gets the ground out to finish the game off. Also had a couple of clutch at-bats, drew a walk in the game. I think he had a couple walks. But just, that's the kind of senior leadership you expect to see from Nick Palm. And his journey's not done yet here with the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. His story's still being written. And if he has anything to say about it, it'll end on Saturday next week. But once again, a big shout out and a thank you to all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this ball game to you here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I want to give a thank you to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as Hope in Fostoria, MST Sauce Company, Feasel's Frame and Collision, First National Bank of Sycamore, Lease Floor Covering, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., TPC Food Service, and Clouse Electric. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And folks, if you're watching this broadcast, you know we did this with a two-man crew today. We gave you the best that we could with this two-man crew. We are excited to bring you the state semifinal matchup. But folks, we're going to need some help. We're going to need some help to get there. We got some broadcast fees we got to account for. So if you're out there, you're listening to this broadcast, you're tuned in, help us out. Get on board with us. If you want to get on board, there's still plenty of room to add to the sponsor list. Give us a call, 567-207-5041. Drop a comment in the comments here on the video, or just shoot us a message on the page. We'll be more than happy to get back with you as soon as we can. Once again, you're tuned in here on the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show. We still have to give away our player of the game. Of course, player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. And honestly, I think I'm going to give it to Nick Palm. That's probably that would be my vote. If I had to give it to anybody today, Nick Palm is going to take home my MST Sauce Company Player of the Game award, and he gets the gift card to take it home. And I'm sure that's not his first gift card, and I'm sure he's hoping it's not his last, because he's still got at least one more, but maybe two more games. We'll see. Once again, 4-2 is your final score. Tiffin Calvert moving on to the state semifinal round and the Final Four. All right, folks, I think that's pretty much going to do it for us today, as we got some really good shots down on the field thanks to Greg Kinn, the Wizard. And thanks to all of you for tuning in here with us. Make sure you share the video, like, follow, and subscribe to us on all of our platforms. And that's going to do it. For Greg Kinn, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Louisville High School, home of the Leopards. Once again, your final score, 4-2, Tiffin Calvert. They're moving on, folks. They're not done yet. And we're not done either. We'll be live on audio, at least, from Akron Rubber Duck Stadium this coming Thursday, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, folks? Have a great day, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Get out there and enjoy it. Find something to do. It's gorgeous outside. That's going to do it, guys. Have a great day. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports.